Hey everybody, Mailbag Monday for August something?
5th
I'm
or
not
6th?
good at the date. Why am I so bad at the date? It's because I rely on my cell phone. Today's the 5th. First email, I got one really good email and this one just cracked me up. The subject is claymore, and the question is, how do you throw a claymore on a PS3? I have got a lot of fun from watching your gameplay. I have learned a lot from them. Thanks. I don't know what game he's talking about. So, yeah. Anyway, so the real question that I wanted to
Press down on the on L3. That's how you throw claymore.
Right. No, you quick switch with the keyboard and then plant the claymore and point it this side towards the enemy. And that's actually a real thing, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it makes sense because I bet that saved a lot of lives, actually.
And ended a lot of lives.
Well, saved a lot of friendly lives. Okay, it's the real question. Dear Dan and John, I want to say thanks for all the years of entertainment that your videos have provided me. You think that AC is going to fuck with this?
Yes.
Okay, fuck it, we'll go. All the years of entertainment that your videos have provided me. I really appreciate what you guys do, so keep it up. My main question is, what is it like to do what you guys do? Run a website, make gaming videos, walkthroughs, etc. I know it's a very vague question, but here are some points you can address. First, is it very stressful or not at all? I know it's not like a 9-to-5 job, but do you have to try to have your work done by a certain time? It's not a 9-to-5 job, and the only time we ever have to have something done by a certain time is when we're trying to get a walkthrough ready for the day a game comes out. So if we get a game on, like, let's say a Thursday, like if we get Call of Duty on a Thursday and we know the game is going to be sold to the public on Tuesday, we've got like 4 days to make as many videos as humanly possible, and those days are incredibly stressful because we know we can't fuck around, we can't screw around in the game and really enjoy the game that I want to enjoy the game my first time through.
I would say even if we get the game on release day,
yeah,
it's still like make videos as fast as you can. Like with
Oh,
Angry Birds,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get Angry Birds early. I wake up at 5 on the
That's true.
day that they say the update's coming out.
Yeah.
And I play Angry Birds for 6 hours.
Yeah. A lot of times Dan will be expecting an Angry Birds update, so he'll set his alarm for like 5 o'clock in the morning, which is, the middle of the afternoon when Rovio out in Sweden, is that where they are?
Something like that.
Somewhere in Europe, and they publish their updates at 5 o'clock in the morning for us. So he'll be in bed checking his iPad, seeing if there's an update, and if there is, then he gets up and goes to work, and if not, then he just fucking goes back to sleep. So there are deadlines, and it can be very stressful for those brief periods of time, either immediately before a game releases or immediately after a game releases. But then after a week or so, it's more fun. It's just more relaxing. We can, live stream or do whatever the hell we want. But then the Tuesday after that, there's another game coming out. Like, it never really stops. But in the summer, like right now, there's nothing going on, so we have got plenty of time to do whatever we want. But then on August 20th, I think it is.
Well, it already started.
Well, yeah, it already started. Like, Dan's playing Saints Row 4 right now, and so you've got a lot of time leading up to. Well, the embargo is like a week before the game comes out, so you actually do have a deadline-ish, like a goal, not a deadline per se, but anyway, so it's not a 9-to-5 job. It can be significantly longer than 9 to 5. It can be there can be days or weeks where we have nothing pertinent to do to get done on time. So there's a lot of swings in the stress level. How's it affected other aspects of your lives? We
work at home.
Right.
So it makes us drink a lot more.
Mm-hmm. I know it's affected my life in a very positive way, especially my comfort in speaking, I guess, and just my confidence. Like, when you spend a lot of time talking on a microphone and then listening to yourself later, like, you pick up on tics that you may have, and you if you're smart, you can try to work on correcting those things. And I know that before I started doing the podcast and doing a lot of voiceovers, I used to mumble a lot, and spending a lot of time on mic, I've worked on correcting that, and I don't really mumble much anymore, and I've talked about this before, but when I was very young, I used to have a very bad stutter, and I've been very conscious of working through that. I mean, I still catch myself every once in a while, but it doesn't happen very often. So, and then plus being your own boss, you have a ton of time. Like, you really have to be very self-motivated, which I think has helped me in other aspects of my life. Like forcing myself to work out a lot. And like it takes the same kind of what's the way to put this? Like the same thing that gets me out of bed in the morning and doing a job that has no guarantees is the same kind of thing that gets me to run in the morning and gets me to work out or eat healthy or something.
Yeah, you
like
don't have to.
We don't have to do any of this. We're not getting a 9 to 5 hourly paycheck. We have to do what we have to do, and we have to push ourselves to do it, and that's kind of affected every part of my life. So let's see, how's it affected your personal gaming? For example, do you guys find time to play what you want, or is it always work? I would think it would be annoying to have to make a guide to a game that you just want to play through for fun. It's affected my personal gaming in that anytime I play a game for fun, even if I'm not planning on making a walkthrough or videos or anything for it, I'm still constantly thinking about what videos I want to make for it. So even if I'm just playing the demo for some game for 5 minutes, or I'm just watching over Dan's shoulder, like I can't stop thinking about, oh, you should make this guy, you should make that collectibles guy, you should do this kind of crazy video, you should do that. And I can't shut that off. I can never shut that off. Anytime I'm playing in a free iPhone game just for fun, like there's constantly that thing in my mind saying, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. And that's kind of overwhelming. Just my to-do list of projects I want to do, in addition to the mailbag and drink-alongs and premature evaluations and all these fucking things. Like, that's... that I don't like.
Yeah.
That makes it tough to really just relax and enjoy games the way that I used to. But, I mean, okay. If that's one thing I have to deal with, then it's a pretty easy thing to deal with, I would say. Do you have anything to add to that?
Just definitely my enjoyment of games has gone down as doing it for a job. Like, it used to be something I'd just,
you could spend all night.
I'd save up all my money to buy the next system, and unless a game is awesome, it's not as fun as it used to be. So, like Dishonored, when I did that guide, I'm like, wow, this game is so good. I'm having fun making all these guides and like doing this challenge. But if a game sucks, you're just like, oh my god.
Well, and it's more than just a game sucking. Like, so many games aren't balanced well for their hardest difficulty, and they kind of expect you to, or it seems like they kind of expect you to just grind your way through it and figure it the fuck out, because they know not a lot of people are going to play the hardest difficulty, so they don't really give a shit. They spend much more time balancing the easier difficulties. And when you get one of those games like Hitman, what was it, Blood Money, like one of the first guides I made was, it's like they didn't test it, and I'm failing in ways, and they're not like giving you the proper feedback for why you're failing. That makes it so insanely fucking frustrating to make a guide that really sucks a lot of the fun out of it. Like when you can tell that they didn't balance the game, or it's just bullshit, and you're like, I'm smart, I'm like, more people have watched your Angry Birds videos than probably anybody in the world, which is crazy to think about, other than maybe like the official trailers or something like that. Like, you're the most popular Angry Birds player in the world.
Probably second.
Second?
Yeah.
To Angry Birds Nest?
Yeah.
Oh, well, second most popular Angry Birds player in the world, but no one knows you.
No.
Yeah. Moving on. I know that you guys have a partnership with IGN, but what exactly does that mean? Do you have work done for them on certain dates or times? We used to have a partnership with IGN. We're no longer with them. About a month ago, our contract expired, and now we are with TGS, which is part of the Maker Network. And I think they're calling themselves Polaris now. I really have no fucking clue. But it was a completely hands-off relationship. What our partnership meant was IGN sold the ads for our YouTube channel. So we don't sell any of the commercials that run before our videos. That's all IGN, or it was IGN. Now it's TGS.
YouTube.
Or YouTube, right. So they but they did absolutely nothing.
It's not like working for anyone.
No.
They didn't say you have to do anything.
They didn't tell us to do anything, and it was just 100% hands off. We do our thing. We do whatever we can to get as many views as possible, and they sell the ads on that. And it was just like two completely different entities, like that have nothing to do with each other except that they send us a paycheck because they sold ads on our content.
We're getting eyeballs. They want eyeballs.
Exactly. Okay, last question. Do you find yourself burned out on video games because of this job, or do you still enjoy them as much as you did before? You kind of touched on that already.
I would say I'm burnt out on certain types of games, but there's some games that just can really get like into your brain.
Like League?
Like League of Legends.
Okay.
Or any of those ones where you think about it when you're not playing. And you're just like, okay.
I've been playing this game way too much. I'm laying in bed thinking about new strategies for how to, backdoor with Yi and shit like that.
I think single-player games I'm more burnt out on.
Yes.
Because we don't get to play multiplayer. Like, I could really get into a first-person shooter again online. But just the single-player ones...
You play enough of them, they kind of run together. And there's... I mean, when you remove the story, when you remove a lot of the kind of dressing on games, it's basically 12 levels, 3 collectibles per level, like 4 difficulty settings, shoot your way to the end. And there's not a lot of variety in a lot of games, and that's fucking boring. Like, and that's what I'm burned out on. But like, you're right, multiplayer,
competitive.
I still love that.
Yeah.
I spent all day yesterday playing Smite, and that's what I'm going to be streaming all week this week. If you guys want to watch that, from 4 to 6 Mountain Time for us. I think it's 6 to 8 Eastern. We're doing this weekly or daily live stream thing now.
Happy hour.
Yeah, the happy hour. And I find myself playing a lot more, enjoying really casual iPhone games that I can just play for 5 minutes and move on.
Oh, I love those. Those let me turn my brain off.
Yeah.
Like, usually I'm thinking. Right. If I'm just like doing Jetpack Joyride, I'm not really thinking.
Whereas competitive multiplayer games, like, you have to sit down an hour to play, to get something out of it, to really improve, which is what I'm constantly looking to do anytime I'm playing a game. I'm looking to not just compete, but improve and learn and get better, and you really have to set aside a good chunk of time every day if you want to keep getting better at a game. But the iPhone games, like the fucking Simpsons Tapped Out, I'm still playing that somewhat regularly, and that's the fucking Farmville clone. There's nothing to it. It's just dumb. They literally reuse jokes from old Simpsons episodes, which I love, but it's not like it's a challenge by any means compared to a shooter like Call of Duty or Halo. So those are your questions. Thank you. So we finish this off. These are only some of the questions I could think of, but I basically wanted to know how it is to run a video game site and YouTube channel. Please add anything you think is related. For John, what is my next guide? Splinter Cell Blacklist. I've talked about that a bit, but Ubisoft was extremely generous and flew me out to Toronto to go play the game about a week ago now. And I got to play a bunch of, about 2 hours, 3 hours of single player, a couple hours of co-op, a couple hours of multiplayer, and single player is looking like it's going to be crazy difficult. So that I'm looking forward to. I didn't play it on the hardest difficulty, I only put it on normal, and it was really challenging, so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a good balanced challenge and not a bullshit challenge for the hardest difficulty on that, but I'll just have to wait and see. And then you are working on Saints Row 4, but we don't know...
It's not going to be like a classic walkthrough. We're going to do a drink-along for our dual commentary, but I'll be making a bunch of videos for that game.
Cool. He says, I hope you do a GTA 5 walkthrough, or that you guys do a drink-along. Sincerely, Sarab Sharma. Oh, I said that right. He even gave me the pronunciation, but I'm sorry. Sarab. Yeah, so hopefully I got that right. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, that's a tricky one. Rockstar and Take-Two are extremely controlling about what videos you post of their game. I mean,
we're gonna post anything they'll let us.
We'll post anything they let us. I can almost guarantee we will not be able to post cutscenes from the game. So, and those games aren't that difficult. Do they even have difficulty settings? I don't think they do. So they don't have difficulty settings. So unless, what was it, The Lost and the Damned?
So Gay Tony.
So sorry about that awkward cut. The battery died in the middle of explaining the difficulties in GTA. So I was saying I don't even think there are difficulty settings in GTA, but for GTA 5, if there are challenges in it, like 100% completion challenges, like there were in, The Ballad of Gay Tony?
Yeah.
Then we will be doing like a challenge walkthrough or whatever. I hope there's difficulty settings in GTA 5. That's always been something that, I mean, I guess it's a lot easier for them to just make one game, because when you, like I was saying before, a lot of companies are kind of lazy when it comes to balancing the difficulty settings between easy, medium, and hard. They just like crank up enemy health and crank up enemy damage, and then that's it. So it's a more balanced challenge when there's only one difficulty, but it's also not really necessary to have a full walkthrough. But with the completion, get 10 headshots or whatever crazy things that they have, or do it under a certain amount of time, that would warrant a full walkthrough if it's in the game.
So we'll basically post whatever Rockstar lets us.
Yeah, GTA 5, I cannot wait to play that game. Just a couple of gameplay videos they posted look nuts. I'm super excited for those.
Yeah.
And
say goodbye to any free time.
Yep.
Forget scuba diving in real life. Scuba diving GTA 5.
Or Call of Duty Ghosts, which I'm actually wearing the shirt for right now. But are there dogs in GTA 5? Probably. Level up your dog. Hi, Carl. Carl's sleeping. Anyway, so thanks for writing in, and be sure to subscribe and check out the live streams and all the good shit that we're doing. Oh yeah, we're doing the GTA 4 drink along right now, kind of getting warmed up for GTA 5 to come out, installing mods and doing lots of cheats and getting fucking hammered like we usually do.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching. Game on.
Game on.